Recording. We're recording.
You're ready, sir.
All right, notice is hereby, the time is now officially 6:32 p.m. We are in session. Notice is hereby given that a town hall and regular meeting of the city council of the city of Sandy Oaks, Texas will be held on Thursday, April 11, 2024 at 6:30 p.m. at City Hall 22870 Priest Road, Sandy Oaks, Texas, where a quorum of the city council will be present. All agenda items are subject to action. You can join us at the Zoom meeting provided in the agenda. Before consideration of the regular meeting agenda items, the city council will host a town hall meeting to allow for citizen input, discussion, and questions limited to the item notice under the town hall portion. The public will be permitted to offer public comments in person, telephonically, or by audio as provided by the agenda, as permitted by the presiding officer during the meeting by signing up with the city secretary at least 15 minutes in advance of the meeting, if providing comments in person, and at least 2 hours in advance of the meeting by emailing the city clerk at cityofsandyoaks.com or by calling 210-607-0834 if speaking telephonically or by audio. An audio recording of this meeting will be made and will be available to the public in accordance with the Texas Public Information Act upon written request. Madam Secretary, may I have a call to order, please?
Yes. Mayor Pro Tem Alvarado. Alderman 1 Fillinger.
Here.
Alderman 2 Hoppenduffer.
Present.
He's absent. Alderman 3 Rufino.
Here.
And city attorney Ortiz and city secretary Delma. We have a quorum.
Please stand for the pledge of allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Would you mind standing for the Texas flag? Honor the Texas flag.
I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible.
Right, moving right along, citizens to be heard. Persons wishing to speak may sign up with the city secretary in the time and manner as indicated above. This time is provided for citizens to address the city council on issues and concerns related to the city of Sandy Oaks. Please note that the Texas Open Meetings Act prohibits the city council from responding, commenting, or discussing items or topics during this portion of the meeting that are not included on the agenda. The city council appreciates hearing from the citizens, and your thoughts and questions are valued. However, civility and a sense of decorum will be strictly followed. All speakers must address their comments to the city council. Speakers shall refrain from public criticism of members of the city council that is prohibited by law. This item will be open for up to 30 minutes with 3 minutes to each speaker. One person may speak on behalf of the group. Up to 3 people may register on behalf of the group for the spokesperson to be allotted up to 9 minutes to speak. If there are more than 10 speakers, each will be given 2 minutes or 6 minutes for a group spokesperson. Madam Secretary, do we have anybody signed up to speak?
Yes, it's on your desk.
Thank you. All right, first person we have to sign up to speak is Ms. Catherine Nelson.
Thank you, sir. Council members, I just want to let Mayor Martinez know I think you're doing a great job with everything that's been thrown at you recently. Really proud of how you're handling it. And I encourage an ethics ordinance. That's it. Thank you.
All right, next person we have signed up is our commissioner.
Hi, everybody.
How are you?
It's good to see you.
Thank you. I see more people in the audience today. So that's cool, right?
Yeah.
So, if you haven't met me, I'm Rebecca Clay Flores. I'm your Bear County Commissioner. So, I have all from Southtown all the way down to the county line, including you guys, Sandy Oaks, Somerset, Von Army. So I had to come to my suburban towns, to, you know, just kind of talk to you guys about what's going on. So I do have some updates from the county. Oh, wait, how much time do I have?
3 minutes.
Oh, okay, Commissioner's Court, we passed the new animal care facility. It's gonna be on the southwest part of the precinct, really excited about that for stray animals and stuff like that. We will, if the suburban towns are interested, we will be doing contacts with you guys as well. So let me stand over here, so I'm not giving my back now. And, we have our annual Fiesta Food Medal Drive, so I have some flyers I'll pass out. That's gonna be at the satellite office on Pleasant Road on the south side. So if you're into the Fiesta medals, come to the satellite office. We give you a Fiesta medal, you bring non-perishable items. We in turn give those non-perishable items to the ISDs in our precinct. So that's a really fun event every year. And Earth Day, I also have a flyer about Earth Day, what we're doing. And I know you guys proclamation, you guys, was it 10-year? Exciting, right? No, you're not excited. Okay, Sandy, thank you. So we're gonna be doing a proclamation. We will work with your mayor and any of the aldermen who want to come to Commissioner's Court so that we can read y'all's proclamation and acknowledge your 10 years. That's congratulations. And we'll declare it Sandy Oaks Day or something. So it's really fun. And there's so a Southwest partnership is starting, similar to the Northeast partnership, where the suburban towns up there can kind of rally together. And this, of course, there's not as many suburban towns here. It's also rural, so they're also including some of the towns out, not only in Bear County and some of the school districts. So I went to that meeting. You guys weren't represented, so the next meeting I told them, so they're gonna be reaching out to you guys if they haven't yet. So that's something I just encourage you guys, so that, you know, empower together so that you can advocate for things that are needed on the southwest part, outside the state of San Antonio. So since I only have 3 minutes, I guess that's, well, JCB is coming. JCB is an English company. It's the largest manufacturer of, it's the largest company of farm equipment and manufacturing equipment in the world. It's going to be on the southwest ISD and southwest part of the precinct. It's projected to have an economic impact of $10 billion over the next 10 years. So it's huge. And this is about career paths, really good paying jobs for our constituents. So I'm really excited about that too. So, you know, we'll continue to update with you guys on that. So I'll be passing this stuff out. Also, it's a new brochure for my office. If you have questions about things, resources, there's different numbers that you guys can call. And of course, you can always call my office. I bug the mayor often about things. Yeah, so we're just excited about that. And so that's my county hat, and I'm gonna take off my county hat, put my candidate hat on. I am running for re-election. You haven't heard. Before me, I don't think any of the commissioners ever came out here, and you know, I've been fighting for you guys, worked with the county to make sure Sandy Oaks was included in the CBDG funds, got you guys $300,000 for a new road. So, and I continue to advocate for you all, amongst other things, but I only have 3 minutes, so. So I would appreciate your vote. May 20th, every vote counts. You guys know how hard I've been working. So please come out and vote for me. And I will also pass you out the door here. And don't just come by yourself. Bring your neighbors, bring your family, bring your friends, bring your enemies. Oh, tell them to vote for me. Please, Rebecca Clay Flores, County Commissioner. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner.
Thank you.
Moving right along, I do believe we have one more person signed up, Mr. David Tremblay.
Okay, everybody knows who I am. Regarding item 12 on the agenda, we have a vacancy, have resignation. Just like to put my name out there at the interest of filling that seat until the next election. Got plenty of experience. I think I did about 5 years on council. Pretty fluent with all the ordinances and resolutions. Kept up to date with what the city is doing. Attend quite a few meetings as I possibly can. If not, I try to listen in. So good consideration. That would be appreciated. And I'll give it 100%. It's kind of my duty to step in and fill in until the next election at the least. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Tremblay.
Thank you.
All right, that concludes our citizens to be heard. Moving right along. Agenda item 4, Mayor and Administrator announcements. First announcement, my proclamation story was stolen from me.
Oh, I'm sorry.
My thunder was taken, but that's okay.
I'm sorry.
So we will put it out there. when we do the proclamation, it will be at the county commissioners court. So I'll give everybody enough notice to go and represent Sandy Oaks there as we celebrate our 10th anniversary. So I look forward to that, and I look forward to seeing a lot of familiar faces there. We'll probably shut the city down for the day, so that way we can go and be there in attendance. Next item on my announcements is, unfortunately, we did have the resignation of Officer Maldonado effective April 10th. He served his city well. He's moved on to another department, changing career paths. And so we just thank him for his service. We thank him for the opportunity to work alongside him, and we wish him well. Along the lines of resignation, as you can see, we are missing Alderwoman Debbie Martinez. She has resigned, which kind of alludes to the point of one of the citizens to be heard. So again, with her as well, we thank her for her time and service. We wish her well in her health, and we wish her well in her future endeavors. So thank you, Debbie, for what you've done for the city of Sandy Oaks. As far as the parking lot is concerned, the scheduled day to actually have it paved is April 17th, so next Wednesday. So look forward to that. Look forward to closing that project out. There still needs to be striping and curbs and everything put on, but nonetheless, we're looking forward to actually seeing some blacktop on there. So thank you. And then lastly, it is Fiesta season, so Viva Fiesta. Fiesta runs from April 18th through April 28th, so we got a few days before us. If you are going to participate in Fiesta, by all means, do it safely, be smart. Everything's at night. There's always alcohol. You know, if you need a ride, call somebody. Don't drive, drunk. That's something that we never want to see. We always want to make sure all our people are taken care of, and we don't live close. So even if you think it's easy to be done, just don't do it. Call an Uber. The $50 Uber ride that it takes from downtown San Antonio to here is worth it. So, Viva Fiesta, and I hope to see you at some of the events. All right. Moving right along to the consent agenda. All matters listed on the consent agenda are considered routine by the City Council of the City of Sandy Oaks and will be enacted by one motion. There will not be separate discussion of these items. If discussion is desired, that item will be removed from the consent agenda and will be considered separately. Go ahead and take a look at your consent agenda. And the floor is open if you have questions.
I really don't have any questions, so if there's no questions, I move that we approve the consent agenda as presented.
I'll second. Okay, so I have a motion from Alderman Fillinger and a second from Alderman Rapino to approve the consent agenda as presented. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Thank you. All right, moving right along to number 6, financial report. The income and expenses for March 2024 will be reported by the Secretary Delma Doyle with possible discussion and our. Madam Secretary, you do have the floor.
Mayor Martinez, do you mind if I do it and then,
Sure.
Okay, thank you. So, regarding the general fund, for the month of, I was gonna say April, March, the beginning balance was $352,981.44. Checks and payments of $91,745.04. Deposits and credits of $62,437.75, with an ending balance as of March 30th, 2024 of $323,674.15.
614.
I'm sorry.
674.
Oh, there was an
Okay.
uncleared balance, so the actual would be the, that was a transfer from one fund to the other that needs to be cleared in QuickBooks. So the actual, balance was $323,674.50.
Oh, gotcha.
Okay. And then a couple of pages past, 3 pages past would be. Okay.
Stop. Okay, let's put it on pause for a moment until Alderman Fillinger returns. Resume.
Should we start over now?
Yes, please.
Okay, from the beginning.
Sure, when,
So beginning balance as of March 1st, 2024 is $352,981.44. Checks and payments of $91,745.04. Deposits and credits, $62,437.75. With an ending balance as of March 31st, 2024 of $323,674.15. Going 4 pages over. The TDA grant account, there was nothing, so the beginning and ending balance, the same as last month, $51,970 even. Next page would be the ARPA account. Again, no changes from last month, the beginning and ending balance of $448,105.28. The remaining pages are the actual purchases versus the budget. It looks kind of different format, kind of, but it's from the online QuickBooks, so. That concludes that.
Questions? Well, I don't have a question, but I do wish to make a statement.
Okay.
The ARPA funds have to be committed by December 31st of this year. So we might, I know we have the paying project out here, but I don't think we have any other pending projects, so we might want to look at what do we want to do with that. Because even after paying for this, we're looking at $250,000 that if we do not utilize, we have to stroke a check to the treasury and send it back. It could, but if we're looking for a CDGP grant.
Yeah.
Okay.
Alderman Finland, can we confirm you said 2024 or 2026?
No,
December 2024.
have to be committed. by the
December
end of this
31st, 2024,
Okay,
the
committed,
funds
yeah.
have to be committed.
Yeah, okay,
Okay.
that's 24. Thank
So my statement, and you please continue.
I'll make a motion that we accept the financial report as presented.
Okay, so I have a motion from Alderman Rapino and a second from Mayor Pro Tem Alvarado to accept the financial report as presented. All those in favor say aye. All those opposed? Thank you. All right, so moving right along, Police Department updates and announcements from Chief Lopez with possible discussion and action. Chief, you have the floor.
Good evening, Mayor and City Council. I don't have any updates or announcements.
Tahoe's back. That's the only updates we got. Also means that we need to get rid of it. All right, moving right along, presentation of monthly report by Chief Lopez with possible discussion and action. Sir, you have the floor once more.
You can provide that to next City Council meeting.
Okay. Then we will move forward. Moving on to agenda item 8A, presentation of monthly report by ACO Cunningham with possible discussion and action. Any of the floor?
Thank you, Mayor. Good evening, City Council. So for the month of March, we've had 2 warnings total. Citations, I did 5. Referrals was 4. Impound total was 3. Impound and citation was 2. Unable to locate, I located pretty much everything that was called in. No violation observed was 5, and I had 5 pending cases at the end of the month, and there was 1 resolved prior to that. I do have a meeting over the phone conference with Dragonfly, Spangler. I'm hoping to, I sent out an email to, the Bissell Pet Foundation. So I'm hoping to possibly find out more about getting a grant to help offset some of the cost of the spay neuters. But for now, I just wanted to speak with her about what's the next step. That's Monday, Monday at noon.
I just want to highlight a couple of things here. So we had 20 dogs in the month of March that we moved out of the city of San Diego.
Yes,
Zero euthanized.
we have 0 euthanized. I partnered with a rescue called Rescue a Death Row Doggy, and they are pulling from our shelter. So what she does is I do a write-up on the dog, and then I send it to her with a picture, and she shares it on her, it's like a nationwide. So the dogs, a lot of our dogs have been going up north as usual, but now instead of going to fosters up north, they're actually being placed in homes. So that's, good news. We've been able to, so far, she's been able to place that.
We've also been in communication about developing a, sort of a spay and neuter program for puppies.
Yes.
Because spay and neuters well, puppies are easier to move along, and we in San Diego have a puppy problem. But in turn, we also have an adult dog problem, so we're trying to figure out the balance on how to make it as cost effective for the city, as well as for the constituent, that has two problems, puppies and an adult dog that keeps doing it over and over. So we are, actually working on that pretty adamantly, so thank you for that. Any questions from the council?
So I did want to announce before we end the presentation. I picked up 5 puppies. We have 1 Chihuahua, 1 Great Dane, and another smaller dog, and we just picked up 2 today. So we have 8 dogs total.
8 dogs in-house today.
Yes, as of today.
And then you do have your new hire that started with you. So congratulations
He's
to
doing
him.
very well so far.
Good, good. Anything else?
I know.
Anybody else? All right. And we will move right along. Moving on to Parks and Recreation, updates and announcements from Park Advisory Committee Chair Lupino with possible discussion and interaction. And Lupino,
Okay, I really have to mention, the meeting is on the second, and the next meeting will be on May.
at 6 p.m.
5:30.
5:30. We'll change it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because they have,
Bingo.
activities
Events.
later in the evening.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
5:30 p.m. May the 2nd.
Mhm.
Okay. All right, moving right along. Then item 10A, updates and announcements from Public Works Director Priscilla Schmidt with possible discussion and our action. And you're the floor. No updates.
Didn't recognize it when you had it.
All right. All right, moving into agenda item 11A, discussion and our possible, actually, let's kind of jump this. And we are going to break to an executives, no. Take that back. Let's move to agenda item 12A. 12A, discussion and our possible action on procedures for filling the position of Alderman Place 5 and a resolution to fill the position of Alderman Place 5 unexpired term by appointment until the next regular municipal election or by special election and administer an oath of office to Alderman Place 5 if necessary. We do have 2 potential candidates. We do have David Tremblay, who showed his interest, and we have Monica Madero that is also interested in the position. So this item is open for discussion.
But first of all, we need, I'd like to make a motion that we fill the position by appointment rather than special election.
Okay.
I'll second that.
That's fine. Because we're doing it right now. That might.
Okay, so I have a motion by Alderman Fillinger and a second by Alderman Rapino to fill the position by way of appointment. All of those in favor say aye.
All right,
All those opposed, Thank you. All right.
I was gonna ask council if we would give a minute to Monica to speak for a bit. If she can, if it, becomes.
What, no, you can make the motion, yeah.
Yeah, oh, make the motion to, for her to speak.
Right. We are establishing the procedure, for the appointment now. So we would make a motion to,
Nominate and.
Well, a lot of candidates.
well, ask her to speak. Yeah, and answer questions.
I make a motion that we, that I nominate Monica Madera and would like her, give her an opportunity to speak.
Well, hold on.
Is that-
That's a nomination.
Okay,
So
so.
we want to,
Wow.
we will make a motion to
To-
allow her to speak and then
Allow her
field
to
questions.
First.
Your choice.
Let's make a motion to allow both candidates to speak.
Okay.
I think.
Okay, my motion is to allow both candidates for our number one. Both candidates.
I'd like to amend the motion
Okay.
to allow council to, question this candidate.
Okay. All right, so I have,
So we,
make a motion.
I've made a motion for amendment. I need a second on that motion.
so I have a motion from Alderman Thornberry and a second from Alderwoman Mayor Pro Tem Alvarado to amend the motion for Mayor Pro Tem Alvarado to allow the council to ask questions to the appointees, candidates. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Thank you. Now,
Now you have to vote, we have to vote on the main motion.
yeah.
You already have.
So we do have a motion from Mayor Pro Tem Alvarado. We do need a second. Okay. All right, so then we have a motion from Mayor Pro Tem Alvarado and a second from Alderman Lupino to allow discussion with the, in question, with the candidate slash appointee.
We had the second, but we can't amend the motion. So it's the second.
Okay. Okay, all right. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All right. All those opposed? Nobody opposed? All right. So if you'd like to address your appointee or or nomination, so we'll start with Ms. Monica.
Thank you, ma'am, city council. Yes, I have only been in town for just over a year now. I have not held any kind of political office. However, I have been active member of the Planning and Zoning Commission, the vice chairman, and trying to help get some ordinance done. I did take the initiative to read every ordinance and resolution that this town has passed since it became a town in 2014, when I submitted my bid to purchase the house in this town. I am very eager to help improve this town. I do see, and I have made comments to many of the city council members about different things I see that I think that we can modify and change. And I think I can help do that while on the city council. I think there's lots of opportunities to improve this town. This is what I always wanted in my 28 years in the Air Force, moving around, to find a small town and to settle down and just make better. So I'm here to serve at your will if you so choose. Any questions?
Yes, are you registered voter in San
Yes, sir. I am.
Diego?
If you understand that you will have to resign from the planning and zoning.
Yes, sir. I am aware of that.
Okay. It's actually hard to fill it, the harder to fill that position.
But we're
Than it
helping.
is
We're helping.
than any other position in the city.
Charles
But-
and I are helping.
Which strength do you think you would bring to the council?
I have a significant leadership experience as a 28-year officer, coordinating, working with others, talking to others, and just organization skills above anything else. I think is what the city really needs, is someone to organize, move things forward, to review and improve ordinances. and write those. I think I can bring all that organization, just my experience from the military, I think would do well.
Thank you. We now give you another opportunity. to-
I think I pretty much told you, how I felt about the vacancy. 5 years experience on the council, served as mayor pro tem, served as acting city administrator. Been, drafted many of the ordinances that are on the books right now. What more I can add, 5 years. Experience, so never ran unopposed every time I ran, so it kind of speaks to it. No one wanted to run against me. Although it does take a lot to get someone involved in city politics. Excuse me, city politics and some years. Again, I don't know what I'd do in November, sometime up with the 2 years vacancy, don't know, take it one step at a time. But again, I just see the opportunity to throw my hat in and help the city along.
So just a point of clarification, I think, position for, Alderman place 5 is not due until next year.
Right, it's in November, you'd have to hold a special election, so this, it would have to be filled in November, I couldn't fill it for, until the term expires.
Right.
You need to call a special election again, so you just, I didn't know.
Yeah.
A lot of the politics that are involved in it. I'm familiar with how to draft ordinances, procedure, for drafting an ordinance, what constitutes, a legal ordinance of what the statutes that need to be followed in order to pass an ordinance, so. Again, I just think my experience would be helpful.
I have another question for Monica. Monica, do you plan on continuing? You plan on running after you?
Yeah.
When you're ready?
I am considering it. I can't say for sure until I actually hold that position, sir.
So you are considering it?
Yes, sir.
Any other questions? And you are registered voter? Just want to be, my questioning should be fair. So you bet.
I'm gonna go ahead and. If the floor is open, I would make the motion to appoint Mr. Tremblay. And this is absolutely nothing against Monica at all, because I have asked her to be interested in the position on the council. But I think at this time, we're having issues where Mr. Tremblay's experience would assist this council man.
We have a motion on the floor from Alderman Phillips to nominate Mr. David Tremblay for the position, Alderman place 5. You need a second.
Well, now we've had on this, I've worked with, with, Mr. Kendall, and he was on the council. And, that's a, one thing would do a great job too, and I'm kind of wondering, whoever gets the position, I would like them to follow through. I don't want someone to just come on the council and leave in November. But since I know that if you're in the position, so you might not want to continue. Thoughts, you passed about the. I'll second Because of my non-relationship. Mr. David Kimberly.
So I have a motion from Alderman Fillinger and a second from Alderman Pino to appoint Mr. David Tremblay as Alderman place 5. All those in favor say aye.
I,
All those opposed?
I was on both of them. I guess I'm both.
Those pass 2-1.
Definitely.
All right, it does pass 2-1. And thank you for your opportunity service. Welcome to council. Mr. Mayor, thank you for your ability to want to serve, and I look forward to working with you in the future. I feel like that's not gonna happen soon.
Did I give you, are we swearing him in so he can sit on council?
I
tonight?
was.
Thought I-
Yeah. I
We
don't
talked
know.
about it.
Mhm.
Oh, you know what?
here you go, make it. You finally swear to them, no, that's.
All right, Mr.
Mayor.
Yes.
Point of order, we need to pass a resolution before we.
Okay.
Swear. Mr. Tremblay.
Okay.
But please,
All right. Resolution of the City Council of the City of Sandy Oaks, this is filling a vacancy on the City Council for Alderman Place 5 unexpired term by appointment until the next regular municipal election. That being said, I do need a motion to pass resolution number 2024-195.
I make a motion to adopt resolution 195, filling in section 2, the blank with David Tremblay to fill the office of Alderman Place 5, unexpired term until the next regular municipal election.
I'll second. Right, so I have a motion from Alderman Fillinger and a second from Alderman Pino to adopt resolution number 2024-195, a resolution of the City Council of the City of Sandy Oaks, Texas, filling a vacancy on the City Council for Alderman Place 5, an unexpired term by appointment until the next regular municipal election. Whereas by section 2, appointment of Alderman Place 5, City Council appoints David Tremblay to fill the office of Alderman Place 5, unexpired term until the next regular municipal election pursuant to local government code section 22.010 B. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? You. Resolution has been adopted. All right. Now. All right, Mr. Tremblay, please raise your right hand. I, David Tremblay,
I, David Tremblay,
do solemnly swear that I will faithfully execute the duties
I will faithfully execute the duties
of the office of Alderman Place 5
office of Alderman Place 5,
for the City of Sandy Oaks,
City of San Diego,
for the State of Texas,
State of Texas,
and will to the best of my ability
and will to the best of my ability
preserve,
preserve,
protect,
protect,
and defend the
and defend
Constitution
the Constitution
and laws of the United
and
States
laws of the United States
and of this state,
and of this state.
so help me God.
So help me God.
And then statement of the officer. I, David Tremblay,
I, David Tremblay,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I have not directly or indirectly
that I have not directly nor indirectly
paid, offered, promised to pay,
paid or offered to, or offered to pay,
promised to pay,
promised to pay,
contributed,
contributed,
or promised to contribute
or promised to contribute
any money
any money
or thing of value,
or thing of value,
or promised
or promised
any public office
any public office
or employment
or employment
for the giving
or the giving
or withholding
or withholding
of a vote
of a vote
at the election at which
at the election at which
I was elected,
I was elected,
or as a reward
or as a reward
to secure my appointment
to secure my appointment
or confirmation,
or confirmation,
whichever the case may be,
whichever the case may be,
so help me God.
so help me God.
Thank you, Alderman. Welcome aboard. Right, now that time is ready, we will move to items, executive session items B and C. Time is now seven, sorry. Okay, B, executive session to deliberate the employment duties and related matters of an employee for Public Works Department pursuant to Texas Government Code Section 551.074, personnel matters. C, executive session to deliberate the employment duties, discipline, or dismissal of Police Department Chief Lopez pursuant to Texas Government Code Section 551.074, personnel matters. The time is now 7:15. We will break to executive session. Did you see y'all?
Yep, okay. Good,
All
we're
right,
good.
time is now 7:46. We are back in session. All right, moving right along to agenda item 12B. Discussing our possible action on the employment duties and related matters of employees for Public Works Departments.
Make a motion to accept the application for Public Works Department from Jacob. I did get your last name. I'm sorry.
And not that,
Canales.
Canales, okay. For Jacob Canales, to start at full time at $15 with a 90-day probation starting April 15th. Do you accept? Yes. Thank you.
I'll check. So I have a motion by Mayor Pro Tem Alvarado and a second by Alderman Lucio to offer employment to Jacob Canales starting on April 15th with a 90-day probation, $15 an hour. All of those in favor say aye.
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 All those opposed? Thank you, that passes. All right, moving right along, agenda item E, discussing our possible action on the employment duties, discipline or dismissal of Police Department Chief Felipe Lopez.
Item agenda number 12E. After serious deliberation, we have, the action has been referred to the mayor and acting city administrator on this agenda.
Moving along to agenda item F. This item is not ready for presentation, so we will table that into the next meeting.
F?
Yes, well, that.
Okay.
Postpone, sir.
Postpone to the next one. Okay, so we will jump back. Oh, actually, there's an item below that 12G that I wanted to talk about. Okay, so for 12G, you may have backup for this, but so the Public Works package is scheduled for a payment on October 1st, 2024 for $6,000. The Community Development Package, which is the introductory packet to begin having service by iWork, is actually should be already paid. And of course, then it would renew on 12/1/2024. We are at the end of our 3-year contract. The reason why I bring this up is, one, I think we have a lack of utilization on the system. Primarily because of its complexity. This is an elaborate system that requires many hours of time to input. It does offer some redundancy to some of the systems that we already have in place. Do I think we need something like this? Yes, because you cannot be managing the city off of an Excel spreadsheet or off of emails or things like that, right? We do need to be able to track inventory. We do need to be able to track assets that we have. So is the $11,000 a year, the right program? Possibly, but we run such a small department that having a full-time person inputting data and verifying it and so on and so forth and utilizing it as is expected is at times difficult, because we are all called to the field to, put hands into a project or whatever. And so it becomes really difficult to not only use for the purpose of projects, but to input the data. So should there be something in the future? Yes, but at this time, I feel like this is something that is way overqualified for what we're doing. I will leave it open for you to discuss if you have any questions. There's really not a whole lot of action to take, other than letting it expire, sending the notices. But if anybody has questions, we do have one of the main users of, it really was the chief, Catherine and Priscilla, that were the main users of the system.
So not really utilized.
Right. And with the chief side of it, well, maybe not Catherine.
I never did.
Right, yeah, I was like, you never used it. With the chief side, they do have their own tracking system for tickets, right? And for ordinance violations, so we do have that on
But
our
not for
website.
his assets.
Not for his assets, right? And not for all the city's assets.
Mhm.
And then for Priscilla, hers is again more the public works side of tracking bridges and stop signs and materials and things like that, right? So, again, there is a need for something to be better than what we have today, or to fill a gap that we have today. I just don't know if it's an $11,000 a year system. I'll open it up for discussion.
Where you're saying it isn't used at all?
Correct.
So if it's not used, then must not do it.
If it's a contract, then you're gonna.
Well, it's up for, it's
It's expired.
it's expiring at the end of the year.
You have to look for, you have to go out for bids for a different type of contract. But you need to come up with a requirement of what you want it to do.
Right.
Now, have we looked at other cities? Have we looked at other small cities?
No,
Can't look at San Antonio.
yeah, that's
Large, that's the Door, the Von Army,
Yeah.
Castle Hills.
Yeah.
Small cities, and see what they're utilizing. Are we just looking for a program that to track our assets, or are we looking for a program that's gonna track expenditures, daily stuff like that. What do we need?
Yeah.
Inventory, that's more of a accountability,
Yeah.
Inventory,
Yeah, and that was, yeah, so in fact, I was a part of the implementation team in helping sort of set it up. And, they never provided a local example. It was always like, oh, this little town in Florida, or this little town here, is utilizing these systems. I can certainly reach out to Elmendorf and Von Army and
I can maybe, stuff off the shelf that you can use.
Yeah.
You buy a program to track assets and do inventory for you.
But there's a lot of inventory database or programs that you can buy off the shelf. The issue then becomes who's gonna monitor it, but.
If you buy it off the shelf and you load it on your computer, how many people are gonna use it? Do you need a share license so that everybody uses it? Or do you
Yeah.
you have one individual doing, your accountability, your inventory? So, but between now and December, we can find something out there.
Yeah, and to be fair, right, like me and Priscilla really had a heart to heart about this, and I certainly see her point, and I think she sees mine, right? I think where you have to figure out is, like y'all said already, is the input, right? Because it's gonna require our people to not be out in the field and entering the data and managing it. So does that affect our ability to complete projects? Sure, but that's the initial workload up front. It'll get easier, but we have to make it a priority.
Here's another thing you might want to consider, or we might want to consider. They have companies that do inventory.
It's now 7:55. Alderman Coffin-Daffer has arrived.
Yeah.
Kathy. Yes. All right, sorry, go ahead.
They have companies that come in and do inventory. They will actually come in, barcode and inventory every movable asset the city has. I don't know if you can get that for anywhere near $11,000, but that front end would be, that would be basically a one-time cost. Because it's not maintaining an inventory that's an issue. It's inputting the original data.
Yep.
Yeah. Push come to shove, I have 2 laptops, I'll come spend a day and if anyone wants to use my second laptop, they're welcome to the. So my take on this is we send whatever notices we need to send to, not renew, any of the iWork services. Yeah. Shoot, I'm opinionated enough. I would make a motion that we not, renew any of the iWork systems, software.
Okay. So I have a motion from Alderman Fillinger and a second from Alderman Lupino to not renew the Public Works package and asset management and community development package to iWork systems. All of those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Yes, I know. All right, all those in favor, all those opposed? All right, I will send them notice. Okay, so now we can jump back to agenda item 11A, discussing a possible action on revising the city's paid time off policy to include regulations on the usage of paid time off. All right, so as I teed off last meeting, so this item really comes down to the main issue is utilization of PTO for unexpected time off. That's really the line item in question in this leave policy. And so that's basically it. Does anybody have any questions? And now the idea is to revert back to what we were previously doing, which is allowing for unpaid time off. So the argument for one way for unpaid time off is, life happens. I have to be able to take the day off, not get paid for it, and not affect my PTO balance. The other side is there's no accountability if you allow for unpaid time off. Right, and so then if we had to implement that, now we gotta track it. Now we gotta put some more time and effort into managing how many times people are calling in, for unpaid time off, and then hold them accountable to that. So, there's arguments for both sides.
Well, I'm gonna go ahead and mouth off because I do it so well.
That's true.
Life happens, and that's the reason we have PTO. The fact that you want to take an unpaid day off so you can have vacation later in the year is not the purpose of PTO. And that's just, I worked at many companies that if you have PTO, you have to use PTO to be absent. If you don't have PTO, then you get your unpaid time off. So that's just my
But
opinion.
isn't both the same, like, say they use their PTO because they take a day off. And so they're diminishing their paid time off, and then they go and take their vacation and they add days without pay. Because they don't have any more PTO, so it's the same,
Part control, right?
same,
They use all the paid time off and then still they get sick.
right?
What are you gonna do? Or is there-
So you're saying they must use their PTO, right? If there's claims that you can't get unpaid, so then at the end of the year, they don't have any more PTO and something happens. They still get off without PTO.
I don't know a lot of people that would not, well, no, they're not gonna get paid if they don't report. I mean,
Right.
they told, if I was
Right.
working and.
Now, the point that he said that they're gonna save it up so they can take all this vacation off. I believe the thing to put in there is to say, we have peak hours, like times that we're busy that we shouldn't all take off vacation. We can't
Correct.
do that.
Mhm.
We should at least have that in there where it says during Thanksgiving because we've adopted so many holidays. The day after, the day before and all this, so we're getting all those extra days for the employees. So now, we're gonna allow them to take PTO up to make it longer? I mean,
Well-
it doesn't,
PTO there should be an approval process for
Right.
PTO. If you're gonna take PTO, even
Right.
if it's paid time off,
right,
you should request the day off
Right.
and whoever your
And it is.
supervisor is, okay.
Yep.
So if you call in sick, it's PTO. I mean, and if you have none left, you go into a non-pay status.
anyway,
Isn't there, some regulation that if you work less than so many hours a week, you're no longer covered by the insurance, for benefits if you're working
Yeah,
under 40 hours? You no longer accumulate your vacation days?
Well, the way our policy is, it's front loaded, right? So after, everybody gets their 3 weeks, for full-time employees. So, the benefit is, that's how we attract people, right? Our benefits. If it was accrued, then I think you'd have the right methodology, but the way we wrote this one up was that everybody gets their 3 weeks after, what potentially their 90-day probation, subject to, how much time is left in the year, right, when they start, so. Prorated, that's what I'm looking for. So I think that part's, I like that part. But I'm
so if
divided.
they're not, if you're saying they can't call in sick without taking their PTO because life happens, right? So you're saying, you have to take it. That's what you're saying.
Mr. Mayor, I'd like to postpone this until our next regular meeting and allow council to
Debate.
take consideration and study this matter, because we're gonna go back and forth here for another hour.
Pretty sure I brought this up on the last meeting where I gave you an opportunity to review it.
Well, then,
So I don't disagree that we can.
then, you know,
We need to make a decision.
I mean,
I,
isn't there
I,
something?
I would like to, I would like to make a motion that we, revert back to our former, status.
Policy.
I'll second.
So, okay, so the motion is to, the revert to the last status was to allow for the unpaid time off on a call in or whatever.
Right.
Is that correct?
Yeah, okay, that's the motion, I guess I don't have a voice.
Am I agreeing, am I understanding your motion correctly?
You are hearing my motion correctly.
Okay. So I have a motion by Alderman Fillinger and a second by Alderman Rapino to revert our PTO policy back to it was previously, whereas if you call in on an unplanned day off, you can take unpaid time off. All of those in favor say aye.
I'm gonna abstain, so I really didn't study a whole lot, but I just, well,
I believe there's ways to curtail that. Outside of forcing them to take their PTO.
Well, hold on, I'm sorry, I heard Rapino, I heard Grace, and then Charles.
Right.
And we have no-
Yeas or nays, doesn't matter now.
Okay, just documenting. Okay, so we
Wait.
will.
For the amendment purposes, under the third paragraph guidelines of PTO, last sentence is struck, because that was the last policy. Right.
The last policy was also that we accrued 4 hours.
That was-
Every pay period.
Well, I have amended them.
This was the last one.
Last policy didn't have an upfront load of PTO either. We accrued it every pay period. And we carried over 40 hours. So if you're gonna go back to the the one prior to this, then you go back to carrying over 40 hours to the next year.
But that's not what the motion was.
No,
The motion was to go back to the previous PTO policy.
Yeah, and then I explained, right? I get to revert back to, I think what I'm, well, I don't know,
The only thing on the agenda is,
for the PTO.
the regulations for the usage of paid time, not
Right.
the accrual or,
Yeah.
or anything else.
and if you look at the previous one, that's all it changed.
There's no addition.
Guidelines.
So I know the motion passes just for my, I'm sorry, strike that.
Strike that.
Yeah, right,
Mhm.
right, we're gonna strike that,
Just
What was that?
right. So we're gonna- Which is an employee requesting time off, must use and exhaust PTO prior to unpaid leave.
That's what was added the last. one.
Okay,
PTO is added to the employee's PTO benefit the first of
All right.
May.
so that passes.
Oh, they can put it.
Then let's move on to discuss and possible action on resolution number 2024-194, amending the cash asset policy.
I don't, well. I don't think it's a reasonable search, because we don't have the personnel to have all business hours, both ladies here. It's just not gonna happen. What happens for vacations, what happens on this day?
What do you
Do
mean,
people-
for the cash?
Yeah, if people come in to pay their fines, do we say, well, no, you have to pay it at that window, but she's not here today.
Oh,
You have
well.
to pay it at that window, but she's on vacation for a week.
No, sir, that's.
I don't think that's what
That's
we're,
not an issue, because they can take their payment. Either window, but we're assigning windows because they exist and because the candidates are there for those. I don't believe that the court clerk is going to give up her duties to the city secretary or the city secretary to the court clerk. Well, they're here, they both can take their payments. If one is missing, then the other one can take it and make note of it.
I've made my opinion known, I'm shutting up. I know, shocking.
You're scaring me. You know, we discussed it, you know, the mayor and I am willing to pick up slack and do what we're trying to do here, you know, as far as keeping the departments separate, and I'm willing to come in and, you know, make the deposits. I know I have to be bonded, but it's just another checks and balances, and I don't see anything wrong with that, because we have to get a handle on it.
Go ahead, it's open for discussion or motions.
I read over the corrections or the additions of, the only thing was that, Mayor, I believe we discussed that the departmental transaction, department, as far as the secretary, her chill was have 300 as well. So we'll strike the 50 and add the 300 there. Because, you know, we're gonna keep the money separate and account it separately, then I need to know what has to be in there and any overages or, you know, that need to be deposited. And it does say that they will report the overages or just, it says mayor or his designee and the designated city official authorized to make deposits. So the last thing was, to be bonded. I make a motion that we accept the additions and changes to the,
But we need a
Sorry?
motion to change the $50
oh, first.
Yeah.
Okay,
to 300, yeah.
I make a motion that where it states that the departmental transactions receipts, change fund presently is 50 to change it to 300.
Okay, so I have a motion from Mayor Pro Tem Alvarado and a second from Alderman Rufino to change the cash drawer and current software that serves the check and balance to reconcile and maintain the change fund of $300. All those in favor say aye.
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 All those opposed, thank you. All right,
The resolution, is the motion that we're making for 2024.
Yep. as amended,
I'm sorry?
to accept the resolution as amended.
I move that we accept the resolution as amended,
Without doubt.
adopt the resolution as amended, 2024-194.
Okay. I have a motion from Mayor Pro Tem Alvarado and a second from Alderman Rapino to adopt resolution number 2024-194, a resolution of the City Council of the City of San Diego, Texas, amending the policy and cash asset control policy and providing for an effective date. All of those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed. Thank you. All right, guys, I think that puts us.
Move to adjourn, sir.
Item 13. That motion passes. It's now 8:11 p.m. We are adjourned.